So basically these are the bigger vendors. So these AWS is there in the market last to 10 years onwards. Azure is also there in the last few years, but these two are very good in services side. Okay, and maybe providing the infrastructure. Infra is almost all same, no differences. This is also good at services. That means I can say SaaS. Okay, and yes, because of Microsoft is having very good servers, right? 100% it will be 100% good at infrastructure wise. And these are the most service providers are the Microsoft only. And even Amazon is also completely involved, completely good at these two areas. So the companies, whatever the companies wants to use, they can use. But GCP specialty is PaaS, platform as a service. Okay, and IBM is also good at PaaS, and both SaaS also good. This is also, but Google is still coming with many services nowadays. But PaaS wise, this is good. Why PaaS? Though in the market you can learn cloud computing, SaaS and infra anywhere. You can get it anywhere, but then nobody focusing completely on PaaS. But at the same time, market is looking for more PaaS people. That is the reason I wanted to concentrate more on PaaS, platform as a service. Okay, platform in the sense it will provide you the platform to develop your things. Service in the sense they develop everything, you will use it. That's it. Without you can use. That's it. You cannot do any modification. You cannot build anything. Right? In case of PaaS, it will provide you the development. Development environment. It will provide, and it will provide execution environment. Execution. These are the platforms. It will provide database environment. You can select any database, you can create an instance simply, easily. On top of that you can write, and it is providing analytics environment, and it provides artificial intelligence environment or machine learning environment. Okay, so these all environments are providing by GCP as part of the PaaS. And again, here after the execution, it is providing the DevOps environment. All these environments are providing. So once the environment is ready, you can build your own infrastructure. Get it? So nowadays, most of the companies are looking for platform, not as a service. Okay, not as a infrastructure. Infrastructure is the same almost, but only thing is the costing is different. And now GCP Google is providing with less cost because of they have many servers and many regions, data centers are there, and they have establishing many things, and now they are providing infra with less cost. Okay, got this point? I think first of all you should get very clearly what is PaaS and what is IaaS and what is SaaS. Got it? In doubt, please let me know now itself. I'll give you one more example for the what exactly PaaS, what exactly SaaS, and what exactly IaaS. Arif Rahman. Okay, let's take a simple example. I'll tell you. Then you will get more clarity. Okay. Suppose if you want to build your home. Okay, only site is there, nothing will be available. So if you start working, if you start building your building from starting point, implementing the beams and pillars, everything, if you are starting, that means comes under infra IAS, I can say. Everything you are establishing. That means everything you are taking, maybe somebody, maybe provider you have, but you are also selecting all kind of these things. So what kind of beams, what kind of, how much depth you want to do, everything you can select. That is comes under infra IAS. Okay, but SAS is nothing but ready to occupy. Everything is completed, woodwork and rooms and selection, everything is completed, kitchen, everything is just you need to use the home. That's it, ready to occupy. Just come and get use it. Okay, these two are fine, but pass is nothing but just completed the only pillars and beams and slabs. That's it, and maybe outside the walls. Okay, that is the platform. Now you can use that platform. You can implement. You can create your own woodwork. You can implement your own design in at home. You can create. You can use your own paintings. You can use your own colors. Right. That facility will be provided in the pass. Okay. Yeah, pass in the generic example, it's a only building is not yet completed. A home, just they have completed only slabs and floors, walls, only beams, those things only, raw things. It's completely raw. So even nothing is there within the rooms, and nothing is there within the home. So that is the comes under a platform. They have given a platform. They have given a base and the outside walls, everything they have provided. Within that, you can build your own design. You can create your own design for paintings and flooring and ceiling and woodwork, colors, everything you can design, right? Yeah, that is what. The decoration and everything is in our hand. That is good for you, right? When you are buying a home, or else already completed, someone decided the color, someone decided the kitchen and hall and everything, someone decided. Just you are using as a service. So that is as a service. Okay. So always pass is good in any area. But for pass, IAS is mandatory. But IAS is already ready infrastructure is there. You can choose whatever the infrastructure you want. On top of that, you can do. If the service is already completed, everything is completed, you cannot change, right? You cannot modify. But client requirement is different. The services are not perfectly fit. So every client has have their own requirement. So in that case, only we can take a platform as a service like a development. I can start my development immediately. I can execute my, or I can process my data immediately, execution or process environment. I can start my DevOps automation things immediately, and the DevOps related analytics, AI, machine learning, everything I can start. Okay, so I needed worry about this infrastructure. Infrastructure is already there. Just I need to choose. Infrastructure is also coming with as part of this platform. Okay, how we have created as last time. Here you can see in data proc, right? Let me refresh it. I'll show you now how to create it. So yes, yeah, in Azure and AWS also we have a pass. I'm not all the things are there in all the clouds, but the GCP is focusing more on pass. So you will get more features than other clouds, and costing wise it's very less. Okay, costing wise very less. Which application you have done in Azure, Harry? In a big data application or any web application? Web API, right? Yes, good. Web API is basic thing, right? Yeah, it's provided everywhere. So here, by using App Engine, we can do. By using Compute Engine, we can execute those things. Okay, container engine is there, which will be useful for DevOps purpose. So here we can directly select and we can create a cluster. So just to create a cluster, just here you need to already all the kind of infra is there, machine types, everything is there. Just you need to select what machine you want. You need to select how many masters, how many slaves are there. Everything is good. Everything is readily available. Okay. So already I have created a cluster. As of now, clear the clear differences between infrastructure, platform, and a service. Okay, here as part of the pass in GCP, we have a backend as a service. Everything will execute backend as all the process and all things are execute as a backend only. Yeah, we'll show you how. So simply you can click on the products and services here. Then you need to come down as part of the big data category. In big data category, we have a data proc. The data proc is completely for cluster. Okay, you can click on cluster. Yeah, I'll show you clearly step by step. I have a document. I will provide you how to create a cluster. Okay, step by step document. How to install these things. So how to register with the GCP and other things we will provide you. Okay, so we can execute all these things as a backend as a service. So all the execution things will be done in at backend. I think you got that. Yeah. Yesterday I was explaining about this slide. This slide is very important. Please make sure to understand the entire industry, to understand the entire thing. But this slide is showing in a big data aspect. But here, if it is web application, this will be browser, and this will be compute engine. This will be execute app engine. This will be app engine. This will be compute engine, and this will be the again backend database. So for the other people who are not able to understand that, so basically we will get the request from browsers, right? This is a browser. We will get the things from browser. Basically, once you get the request, first app engine will be here. App engine will take care. Text wise. App engine is there. Once app engine will leave, what are the things app engine is take care? App engine will provide you the web application environment. Okay, in application environment, in a dev environment, what are the languages, what are the programming softwares are required, everything will be taken care. And deployment, and after the deployment and production related things, everything will be taken care in the app engine. Okay, once request is coming from any browser, from anyone, this app engine will be taken care. Here we have okay, here you can clearly see this one. You can understand here. App engine, container engine, and compute engine. Okay, the container engine may be there, may not be there, based on the project. Based on the project, container engine may be come here, or else directly container or compute engine. Okay, so because of here, based on the project, if project is very bigger one, number of deployments are going on, then when DevOps is required, when you are using maybe Jenkins or some other any DevOps related tools, if you are using, then 100% you need to use a container engine. The most of the companies we are using container engine here because of here we are using 100% maintaining the repository, which will be taking care of the Git, okay, or any DevOps related things. If you want to maintain, you will maintain, but it is not comes under directly request to request. It may be at backend purpose, it will be useful. You can use it for the backend purpose. So better to put it here. And we have container engine and compute engine. Okay, so this will be taking care about the deployments and all kind of environment provided things. It can be requesting and everything will be executing. Here the processing or execution will be done. Okay, execution will be done at compute engine. Okay, once computing is completed, maybe the responses and the results will be stored in. It will communicate with the storage area. It can be storage. Storage can be SQL database or maybe files. Sometimes it may be NoSQL also. Okay, NoSQL. NoSQL in the sense, what is that tool we have in NoSQL in GCP? Can anyone have any idea? We discussed yesterday for NoSQL. The name called Big Table. Right? Yeah, these may be new names for you. Initially, it will be little difficult to remember those things, but please try to use every time, then it will be good. Big Table is a NoSQL database. Okay, so finally, so if it is complete web application, we are going to touch all these things. Exact architecture, how it is behaving, and maybe if any updations or anything are there belongs to new DB related things, DB related updations, database people will work, right? That will be deploying and changing the things in database level, backend level. Okay, now, yeah, so all of you understood this one, the architect, what is the flow? This is common for a database level and normal any web application level. I think Hari, you are also done in the same way, right? Maybe cloud to cloud, maybe things may be different, names may be different, but the flow will be like this. So clear? So now I'll show you the another flow which is belongs to big data area. So in big data, along with this compute engine, storage engine, will touch the big data also, big data engine also. Okay. So here in the other side, you can see here in other slide, this one, this slide will give you more clarity. Here, as we discussed, we are using browser for the request and responses purpose to the application, web application. So now, when we are using big data, basically big data is useful for, it's a backend process, correct? Big data, most of the big data tools are useful for backend process. Okay, not for direct transactional purpose. That is the one thing we need to know. The web applications are useful for, this will be useful for transactional purpose. Transactions, right? 100%. That is the reason web applications is mandatory. So whatever the web applications are available in the market, so most of the web applications are going to switch to cloud. Maybe development is completed. Maybe 100% in future we need to do some enhancements, right? At that time also, again we need to do the testing and the DevOps related things required, and again we need to do the deployments and other things. So that is the reason all applications are again migrating from on-premises to cloud platform. So this is the web application. Web app engine will be there, container engine will be there, and a compute engine, and finally storage. It can be SQL, no SQL, right? Yeah. Yeah, OLAP is supported for by SQL and databases, but analytical purpose, this is not recommended. When you are doing some joins, when you are clubbing the data, it will be very difficult, right? I think how many of you are not aware about what is OLAP and what is OLTP? That is also important in the current area. OLTP, it's a transaction purpose, online transactions. Okay, OLAP only analytical purpose. Okay, so mostly we will use here web applications. Okay, here we will use big data tools. Okay, previously we were using for OLAP analytical purpose. We are using data ETL tools. Okay, data warehouse tools, and so on, those kind of tools we were using, but now the data become a very huge, right? Data is increasing drastically, so even these tools are not sufficient, and these are the costly tools. Data stage and other data warehouse informatica, these are the tools are very costly, and again these are following that table format, and the joins and everything is same as a database level. So that is the reason now we are converting that, not we, industry is converting from ETL and data warehouse tools to big data tools, big data platform, or you can say big data concept, whatever it may be. Here we have many things are there. Hadoop is the first thing, and we have clouds platforms are there. We have and NoSQL things are there. All this comes under big data. Okay, so basically OLTP is not a big deal. Everything is already set up, but at time of OLAP analytical purpose, again we are continuously doing the analytics. We are generating the data. Based on that data, we are applying the business rules. Okay, so analytics is a very important concept. So GCP also, Google also providing Google Analytics as part of this one. You can see somewhere. So it is already provided all the things. Google Analytics is there. So by using Google Analytics, we can use the GCP data, whatever the data is there in Google, we can use that data, and we can build our own simple things, and we can build the analytics. Okay, maybe as part of you, we have used the IBM Watson Analytics, and I have some idea about Google Analytics also. If you want, I can give some knowledge on analytics. What kind of analytics are there in the market? Predictive analytics, descriptive analytics, and diagnostics analytics. Okay, these things, different kinds of analytics are there. So I'll explain what are the different things are there. Now, what is the question, Hari? No, OLTP is not a product or service. OLTP is it's a transactional purpose applications. Yeah, all the web applications and all the databases are comes under OLTP. Okay, all in GCP we can build all OLTP as well as OLAP applications. All the things can be done. Okay, so here this slide is this PPT is giving more clarity about the architectural way, what exactly web application, how web application will be executing, what is the how requests are coming, and what are the things are there in app engine and container engine next. As parallelly, we have a compute engine for processing the data, execute the data based on the business logic, and it will connect to the database to get the data, to process the data, and to update the data in database. This is the DB, or this can be a for storage area. Okay, now this is the completely big data area, how it is going on. What are the tools are there in the GCP? Okay, here we have touched app engine, container engine, compute engine, right? And storage. Here also we are going to, this is the end client. First, all the analytics data will be coming from mobile and web and IoT. We discussed, I think, in the last sessions very and briefly. So nowadays we are getting the data from these areas and we are storing the data. First, to read the data, how can we read? Okay, suppose the data is coming from browser, we can read the data by using HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol, right? We can use that HTTP protocol, we can read the data, what are the requests they are sending, what are the response we are sending. That is a very simple one, right? What kind of data will you send? Maybe you will send username, user or password, right? And maybe after that you may send the search keys, or else you may send the sometimes in web application you need to fill the complete form. What kind of form? Personal details or product details, or if you are filling anything, you are applying anything. If you take, all the web application things are just you are storing, sending data in kilobytes only. Even if you are adding, or if you are attaching any file, it may be in MBs, right? That's it. You are not going to send more than this MBs. GBs of data you will not send as part of the web application. So even if you are sending, it will not use HTTPS protocol, HTTP protocol, it will use some other protocols. But when you coming here, we are getting data from these machines or these endpoints, continuously huge amount of data, lakhs of messages and millions of messages are generating. At this point of time, the HTTP protocol or other protocols may not be sufficient. Exactly. Will you accept this point? Okay. So whatever the data we are generating nowadays is continuously, every second it's a millions of records are generating, right? Even if you take Amazon shopping cart, how many people are trying to do browsing or shopping in the same time in the worldwide? It's millions of people are, right? Even if you can take Flipkart, anything. So those people cannot depending upon the normal existing technologies. That is the reason they are using, or in big data area they are using either Apache Kafka or PubSub. PubSub is a Google own product which can deal with the publishing and subscribing messages. I will tell you the architecture of this one, how exactly it will be working. So, okay, LinkedIn was implemented the Apache Kafka to manage the messages and servers within the LinkedIn. So after that, it was the open source. It was become as a open source. So here we can use any one of the thing. I'll show you an example with PubSub, as well as I will show you one example with Kafka also. Okay, we can retrieve the data from the end user, and once you get the data, here in middle we are not showing in the showcase storage area. Data will be stored here. Data will be stored in this area. Okay, it can be a SQL, no SQL database, it can be a flat files. Mostly we are not using here SQL database. 100% we will use the bucket, store the data in a buckets. We will store the data in NoSQL database. Okay. So once you get the data here, and one more thing, if it is streaming data, I think yesterday I have given example, right? what is streaming data, what is batch data. Is that clear, or anyone wants to explain again? Yeah, and now I'm giving you architecture, overall outside architecture, how exactly projects are running, how exactly projects are designing architecture based on the data and based on the requirement. Okay, I think you guys know, right? What is batch processing? What is streaming data processing? In streaming, we have a real time and a near real time. Can you please respond? I hope you are able to follow, right? So we are in the just initial sessions only. Just I am explaining outside the GCP. Before starting getting into the GCP, we need to know what kind of architectures are there, how the products are building. Based on that, we can get into the GCP, and easily you can familiar with these names and tools. So this is the high-level architecture for big data area along with applications. So once you get the data in the streaming process, we need not store the data. Immediately we need to process the data, right? Data will be there in the RAM, in memory. Immediately we can process the data by using Apache Spark or by using Apache Beam or Dataflow. We can process and we can move the data to the other level. Once you process the data, then we can move to the any one of the analyzing platforms, storage platforms. We have a BigQuery. BigQuery is the data warehouse tool kind of thing. We have a machine learning. See here, these two are again communicating. You can store the data in first machine learning area, then you can push the data to the BigQuery. Okay, and Bigtable is again, it's a NoSQL database. Once you are able to process the data through machine learning or through these things, you can store the data in a data studio. This is the final reporting or analytics which we can showcase to client. Okay, then this data may be consumed by consumer or end client or our user, or maybe who are having a request, who are having a issue, they can get the result here at this location. Understood? These two things are very important when you are getting into the topics. Okay, Hari, Arif Khan, Rahman are able to get it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks. Please try to respond me, then I'll be more enthusiastic to deliver your things. Yeah, I may not be asked other names. What are the names I'm able to see in the window? So I'm using the repeating those names. So others also please respond. Yes, yes. This picture is about GCP. If it is AWS, they may use some other products here. Here also there may be use another products. Maybe Apache Kafka and Spark is common because of these are the open source products. Okay, but these blue color, these things are completely belongs to GCP products, their own things. Okay, in this architecture, if you don't want to use pub sub mechanism, if you want to use Apache Kafka, simple, you can get the Apache Kafka, you can install in 2 minutes and you can use it. Or if you don't want to use the data flow, if you want to use Apache Spark here, you can try it, you can use it. But the only thing is when you use open sources, you need to write more coding. Here already everything is implemented here. Just you can use the functions of Google platform. Okay. So just I'll send a document to you through admin people. You can register with the Google Cloud Platform. For registering Google Cloud Platform, simple. You can go to Google first. Okay. Just you need to enter GCP console, Google Cloud Platform console. then you will get Cloud Console here, right? As I have already registered directly, it is going to use my GCP account, but here once you click here, you need to, it will ask for the console and register. Okay, it will ask here, it is asking for upgrade for me now. You need to register by using your Gmail ID and password. But only one thing is, they will ask for the either your credit card or debit card details while registering this. Okay, but you will not get any deduction of the money. Only for HDFC credit card people will maybe get $1, that means 60 rupees will be deducted. Or if you choose the gcp.in, then they will deduct only rupees. Then within 24 hours it will be credited back to your account. Okay, then by default they are providing $300 as free of cost. They are giving as a credit for you, and which will be valid for 365 days. I have done it around 6 months back. So 365 days they will provide you. Okay, so as part of the training and as part of the learning, you can use this $300. You can use around 2 to 3 months. Even if you create different clusters and compute engines, also you can use it for 2 to 3 months. Okay, I'll tell you what are the tricks we need to follow to decrease the costing and to avoid these things. Okay, here you can see 3 instances are running in my compute engine. In the cloud storage, I am using 6 buckets, and the cloud SQL, I have a 1 instance is running. So just we need to make sure all the time whether these instances are required or not. If it is not required, better to close these things, better to avoid these things. I'll tell you all these things. So what are you are able to see here, everything I will explain one by one. But if you are want to create a GCP ID, you can create, or else maybe you can create maybe after 2 days also, because of once I show you the examples. Okay, yeah, just I was explaining to register with the GCP Google Cloud Platform. While registration, you need to give your Gmail ID and some other information. Again, you need to provide the either debit card or credit card details. Okay, if it is international debit card, it will accept. But only thing is, it will not deduct any amount from your credit card or debit card. It will give $300 credit here. Okay, approximately 18 to 19,000. Now Google is providing in INR also. Recently they have started. You can convert into INR and you can use INR rupees also here. Okay, but once you see this credit is decreased to maybe $10 or something like $5, then immediately you can delete all the resources and all the things. Then you will not get any effect, and you can use other Gmail ID and you can create one more Google account and you can use it for another 2 to 3 months. Okay, 3 months is more than enough to get the job in GCP with web applications and big data knowledge. Okay. Okay, so any more doubts as of now here? Clear, right? Okay, today we have discussed about the architectural point of things with web application and with big data area, how exactly the flow will be happen, what are the tools and what are the products we are going to use from the GCP, and we discussed about again introduction of cloud platform, what are the clouds are there, what are the differences among the IaaS and platform and infrastructure and service and backend services, right? Fine, so I'll stop at this point of time. So we'll start tomorrow at 8:30.